Hi, guys. I'm Mark Tenney, owner of Digital Church Marketing. And in the next few minutes, I just want to share with you why your church website is so important and how you can actually create a church website that brings first time guests into your church service from your website. So, we're going to put together a strategy that you would use on your website. You can fill this strategy with traffic through paid advertising, social media posts, any number of ways that you can get people to come to your website. What you're going to find out, though, is that people are already coming to your website and they're getting left behind. So here's the deal. 46% of people already say that a website's design is their number one criteria. Okay, now hear that, number one criteria for determining whether or not an organization is credible. Okay, so if you have a nasty website, they are not going to think that they need to come visit your church. So the first thing you got to do is make sure that your website is in tip-top condition. Now, the next thing you need to know is that 17 million people who aren't normally going to church are visiting church websites every single year. Okay, and some of those people are visiting your church website and they don't go to church. In fact, even on Sunday mornings, 52% of your Sunday morning website viewers are first-time visitors to your site. And if they're first-time visitors to your website, they've probably never been to your church before. So these are all people who are looking into church. They're considering going to a church, and they're just being lost in the shuffle. So we've put together a system, a 6-part framework that makes church websites work. And not just look pretty, okay? So the first thing is what happens above the fold, okay? Above the fold is a newspaper term for what was above the fold on the paper on the front page of the newspaper. And the idea with websites is what is above the fold are the items that load on the homepage, that are seen on the homepage before you even begin to scroll down. Okay, so your first website visitor is going to come to your website, and what is the first thing they're going to see? All right, they're going to see a headline, and they're going to wonder, what do I do from here? What do I need to know about this church? So you want to push them to a new here button or an I'm new button, or maybe a what to expect button, and then also to a plan a visit button. That's a little further down our funnel. We'll get to that. So the second part in this visitor flow is the I'm new page. Okay, after they've hit your home page, they're going to come to the I'm new page, and they're going to want to answer questions like, why does this church exist? Is there something for my kids? What is the preaching like? What kind of music is there? What do you believe as a church? How do you serve the community outside of your four walls? What is it that makes your church stand out from all the other churches in the area? And if you can address those questions on your I'm new page, then that's going to really maximize their chances of wanting to plan a visit. So you push them to a plan a visit page. Now, this is a form-based page where you create a step-by-step form that brings them through the process of planning their visit. Okay, so they're going to choose a location and a time if you have multiple services. They're going to let you know if they're bringing their kids, and they'll have a chance to pre-register their kids by filling out some basic kids information like name, age, and allergies, right? Keep that as simple as you can, just enough to get them in your system, okay, so that when they come on Sunday morning, the kids are already registered. And then you can also offer a connection with one of your host team or First Impressions team members. And that person could maybe even do a little bit of homework before Sunday to know the interests and who what family is coming, so that they're ready for them to help make their experience absolute best it can be, okay? And then if they fill out this plan of visit form, be sure that you send them a reminder on Friday or Saturday, a reminder email saying, we're so excited for your visit. And by the way, here's a quick button that you can hit that will give you Google Map directions to the church, to the location that you selected. And you just want to take away every bit of friction that you can in that process. Okay, so the fourth part of this flow is a first-time guest form. So after they've come to your church in the service, you need them to fill out a first-time guest form. And some people call that a connect card or a welcome card, and a lot of times that's in a worship folder. You can also put this on your website, which is going to make it something that can be interfaced and interacted with other bits of the site as well. So we suggest that you do this. You put together a connect page where the first-time guest form lives, and you instruct them to go to that first-time guest form and fill it out. And the key here is to offer an incentive to your first-time guests. Okay, so an example is this. Welcome to our church. We're so glad you're here. If this is your first time, we want you to open your phone right now, go to yourdomain.church/connect, and tap on the button that says first-time guest and fill out the first-time guest form. For every first-time guest card that we receive today, our church is going to make a $5 donation in your name to the local food bank. And because of their relationship with local vendors, they can turn that $5 into $50 worth of groceries, which is able to feed a person in need for a week. So your decision to fill out this form is going to directly impact a family in need this week. Okay, so everybody who comes to your service will fill out that form as a first-time guest. And if you're feeling generous, maybe you even mention that if it's your second or third time and you haven't filled out the form yet, to go ahead and do that as well. Okay, so that allows you to capture their information. You've got their email, probably their phone number as well. And you can maybe even add some questions about their faith so you have a good understanding of their spiritual background so you know how to serve them moving forward. The fifth part is the next steps page. So after they've filled out the first-time guest form, you have their email address, you have probably their phone number. You can send them a follow-up sequence, and you can push them back to your website to the next steps page where you present the biggest next steps that you want people to take in their faith, right? So everyone needs to meet Jesus, right? Everyone needs to get baptized. We expect that everyone should be in a small group or they should serve in a team. Everyone has a story to tell, a testimony to share. So that could be part of it as well. But this is where you present the big next steps that never change. These are the core next steps that you think people need to take in order to grow in their faith. Okay, and then part 6 is a connect page, and this is that same page we mentioned earlier with the first-time guest form. You can continually drive people back to the single page where all the interactions, all the next steps, all the calls to action that you place before your people are in one place. So whether that's checking into social media on Sundays or sharing a prayer request, joining a small group, giving online, signing up to get baptized, sharing their testimony, checking out just the regular calendar of events, whatever it is that you want them to do on Sunday morning, keep driving them back to this one page so that they learn and they're trained then that if there's something they missed, something they need to do, something they want to sign up for, they just have to go to one place. And that one place is going to take them, present everything that you have for them at that moment. So the whole flow looks like this. There's a home page that drives them to an I'm New page that drives them to a plan a visit page. They'll come to your church. They'll fill out a first-time guest form. You'll follow up with them and get them back to your next steps page so that they can really be thinking about their spiritual walk and how you can bring them further down the path. And then you land at the end by bringing them back to your connect page over and over again as they continue to get more and more connected to your church. So if you would like to see this in action, be sure to check out our demo site at yourdomain.church. Click through all the pages, check out all those designs. And we've made all of those designs available as a DIY platform at digitalchurchplatform.com. So if you build your website there for $16 to $49 a month, our main package is $29 a month, you'll be able to import those page templates and build out this exact formula on your page. You can also, we have plenty of other templates for other pages like about pages, online giving pages, family pages, and things like that to really round out your entire church website. And then also if you're looking for an agency to really guide you in the process and take on the biggest responsibility for building and creating this site for you, you can go to digitalchurchmarketing.com where you can fill out a contact form and we'll get in touch with you and set up a strategy call to make sure that this strategy is in line with your church, and we can customize the strategy a bit so that it fits into what you need to accomplish in your context.